How's the cancer? Any updates? Is it still a remission? And
So it's complicated. It's been like I've been living with this thing for
you told the whole story on episode 30.
yeah
Episode 30 there.
so
So I'm
it's
just
been
curious on the
more than
latest.
18 years.
Yeah.
I had surgery last year, which knocked me for a loop. We took tissue. I've done this once before. We took tissue last year and sequenced it, and then based on the analysis of the tumor, picked a drug, and so I started taking that drug about a year ago. But then and it's been fine, and I have scans every 3 months. I've had, I don't know how many MRI scans I've had in my life, but probably 100. So I get, these days I get a scan every 3 months. And so I had a scan at 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, fine. But then my last scan, tumor's growing again.
Oh.
So hence the like more impact on my voice and so on.
Interesting.
And my balance isn't great. And so now I'm still taking that drug that we picked last year, but now we added another drug through a clinical trial based out of Stanford. So I don't have to go to Stanford to be enrolled in the clinical trial. They allowed me to use their protocol, but I have it delivered in Calgary. So at the end of May, I started taking both drugs together. One's called pembrolizumab, the other is called pemetrexed.
Yeah.
So I take the two drugs together by IV infusion every 3 weeks. And so that's May and June, July, August. I have an MRI at the end of August, and we'll see what it's doing. So,
Okay. How do you feel about it? I mean, that's pretty. The fact that it's growing again. I mean, I think the last time you said you took it weren't able to take everything out in the last surgery.
right.
Like, how do you? The mortality is again in your face. I mean, it has been for a long time.
Yeah.
But is it more in a conscious thought again now?
Yeah, I feel I feel a bit of the pressure of it in the sense that I'm getting boxed into a corner to some degree because if this next scan shows that the 1-2 drug combo isn't working, then my options are getting more limited. So it's living with uncertainty.
Yeah.
But we all live with uncertainty.
Yeah.
It's a bit more in my face. But that's, I'm writing an article right now about uncertainty, and about how it's a reality for everybody every day. When I was diagnosed with this thing in 2007, there were plenty of people who were, that poor bastard, right? Sort of thing. Some of those people are gone themselves.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly earlier. I mean, life is full of uncertainty.
Yeah.
The classic thing, any of us could get hit by a so-called bus tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but for me, it's much more real in the sense that I'm, it's like I said, it's more in my face.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But this thing I have is it's really rare.
Yeah.
Has an average survival of about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
I've lived for more than 18 years.
Yeah. You have a great article on that too, by the way.
So I can't really say I have much to complain about. It doesn't mean I don't complain, because I do.
Fair enough. Well, I'll be praying for you, and if you're listening here, let's pray that it goes in remission, and you can keep sharing for a little while longer. If you want to get a free copy of this book, you can. Anyone who shares this episode that you're listening right now to on their WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook story in the next 48 hours of this podcast being live, send me a screenshot and I'll send you a free copy of the book. It's an awesome book. I think you'll enjoy it. So anything else you want to add before we jump off?
We just released an audiobook version. So
cool.
If you have an Audibles membership, you can get the audiobook version.
Okay. That's already out?
It just came out about a week or two ago.
Oh, cool. Right on.
There's an ebook version, of course. And then in September, we're doing a Canadian print run. So we're printing a few thousand copies of the book, and it'll be in all the major bookstores in Canada this fall.
Awesome.
So, but now you can just get it, how most people get their books these days, just order it on Amazon.
Yeah.
So,
awesome. Okay.
Yeah, but thanks.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Always, it's appreciated if you share, subscribe to the episode, the podcast, share it with friends and family. Goes a long way. So, see you next time. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.